I have not. I've done 1,000,001.
That's even worse. Good luck. Do your intro.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Woke Wednesday. We have some good videos today that Neferis picked out for us about
Is women opting out of Christmas because they feel underappreciated, and there's a couple good Reddits that are stuck in there as well.
Yes, so there's a lot to go over with that.
It's a really interesting thing because I just didn't really think that was an option. So
yeah,
it'll be an interesting discussion.
Yes, it will. All right, so now as we get into this, I've got to go.
Picture. And then present.
Show, right?
And then present.
How? Present here?
Same thing. That's a transgender thing.
It says stop screen. Oh, no, that's why, because I'm not in the right thing.
Is it present?
Yeah.
Share screen.
Hold on. Okay, honey, present.
Then stop it. And then share it again if you have to. There's still weird things afoot, gentlemen. Did you see this? This thing just flickered like crazy.
Oh, great.
Okay, we're gonna share, and it's gonna take you here. This is something that Guru made for your live tonight.
Yes, this is Guru Productions. So, ladies and gentlemen,
take a look at the meme.
Take a look at the meme.
He even drew that down there.
Looks like a tree, stockings.
The laughing Leo DiCaprio.
Yep.
You'll see that the main one is about a woman that didn't get her stocking stuffed, and she's, they say she's upset about it. I don't believe it.
Is there more?
No, that's it.
Okay. Now we get to go. Okay, view my channel.
Santa is like that laughing Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
And then go to your playlist, and I should have them all set up for Friday, for Wednesday.
Or our Wednesday.
Tell me what the first one is.
Welcome back to my channel. I'm Imani Force.
The husband forgot wife's Christmas stocking for a decade.
Yeah. And you notice the name of the channel.
What is it? It's Imani F.
Well, it's written there on the screen.
30 Reasons Why Men Deserve Nothing.
Yeah. The whole book.
Wow.
All right, go full screen.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Forster, author of the book 30 Reasons Why Men Deserve Nothing. It's available on Amazon. You can check it out, and you can also read it for free if you have Kindle Unlimited. Now, I'm going to play you a TikTok that's recently gone viral. It's of this content creator who is enjoying the holidays with her family. I'm assuming this is from last year because Christmas is coming up for us this year still. But in the video, she's enjoying the holidays. She's in her living room with her family. They're all, I guess, opening gifts and stuff. And then her husband comes over at the camera and he's like, "Oh my God, why is your stocking empty?" And it took him 10 years, allegedly, to realize that everyone in the house, the kids, even the dog, has a stocking every Christmas full of gifts, but his wife never has one. So he asked her on camera, and then she seems embarrassed, but she laughs and ha ha, they both laugh together, and it's so funny that she's forgotten. Hilarious.
Yeah, just watch, ladies and gentlemen. She looks fine. I mean, she knew what she was getting herself into. It's the woman is most generally the one that will take care of all of the presents for the kids, for the family in general. I mean, that's normally just the way it goes.
And for me, I just didn't understand why, any adult is getting a stalking situation to begin with. It's just...
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, it's just something that we don't really do,
Yeah, that's mostly for the kids, let the kids enjoy it, let the kids have their...
Yeah, because, and you'll see, even this woman says, she got plenty of cool gifts and everything, and she says that she gets gifts throughout the year, and she says she didn't really need a stocking. And for me, if I was to give you stocking stuff, which I did, we saw it.
Yeah.
But, it just makes me happy. And if it truly makes you happy, then you shouldn't need a stocking, right? I
Yes.
mean, it's like so if they say that it makes them happy to see the kids and the husband light up with everything, then they should stand by that, not be like, well, where's mine?
Exactly.
And to me, it just literally doesn't look like that woman cares.
No.
And you'll see it. It's like,
Exactly. Yes.
Hilarious. Yeah, so I'm going to play you that video, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts, and then I'm going to play other people's videos as well, because a lot of people reacted to this TikTok, and people had things to say. People had a lot of things to say. So let's get into it.
Well, girls, you got stuff filling your stockings. There's my stocking over there. It's your stocking. Golden got a stocking. Whose is this?
I mean, that seems set
Is this
up.
an extra one?
Whose is that?
That's mine.
Why is it empty?
I don't know. Santa didn't come for me.
Women not getting a stocking on Christmas morning. Let's talk about it. This is your Christmas PSA, okay? If you do not watch any other video that comes across your For You page this morning, watch this one. I've seen 4 or 5 videos this morning of women sharing their Christmas morning from last year where they purposely left their stocking empty to see if their significant other would fill it, and he did not. And in the one video, the husband literally looks at his wife and says,
Okay, I'm sorry, but it's not the husband's job to really remember that. You know, he's got a lot of other things on his mind. He is not going to remember about a stocking that he never had to deal with in the past.
right. I think another lady says it perfectly on here. She's like, if that is your love language, if that is something that you expect, then you do need to say something about it, and not just like 10 years down the road, but from the get-go when you first start celebrating together. Be like, you know,
Yes.
It'd be nice if you took care of me and take care of you. You know, they don't. They just seem to, like, one day just expect this. And damn it, I had some good comments. And I think I can remember what most of them said. So when we get to that,
We'll talk about
I'll
it.
bring it up. But
Yeah.
I had some on here, and I forgot to put it into a freaking video. But,
Yeah, it's been one of those weeks.
It
So
has been, and it's been one of those days. And I got locked out of my account that I've had for like 25 years, and you know, it's just like
yeah,
me. So you know, that sums it up.
says, why is there nothing in your stocking? And she goes, well, I guess because Santa didn't come for me this year. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. The lack of effort is embarrassing.
that's only embarrassing to a boss biatch.
Right.
I'm sorry, but that is ridiculous to say. That's embarrassing.
We find it funny, you know, when it's like that kind of sort of thing. It's like, especially if we really just get joy, as many women say, out of watching the kids open their stockings and stuff. It does not matter.
No.
You know, and you know what? A lot of the stuff that they put in their stockings is candy and crap things. And
Yes.
You don't need it anyway. All it's gonna do is give you acne and a fat ass, and that's not very loving to me. So,
No, not at all.
You know, no, I don't. I think they're making a big deal out of it.
Out of nothing.
Yeah.
Embarrassing. It's disheartening.
I hate that.
It hurts. So to save you from that embarrassment on Christmas morning, I'm going to help you out. I don't want to hear I didn't know I had to do it. I don't want to hear I didn't know what to put in it. I didn't know what to get her. I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide. Are you ready? Listen, use your ears. Listen. 1, ask her. If you really don't know your significant other that well, which I roll, ask her. Honey, I really want to get you some things for Christmas this year. I want to put some things in your stocking. What would you like? We have a list. I promise you, every woman on here has an Amazon cart that's full of save for laters that have probably been in there for months of things that we want. We'll send it to you. We know what we want.
Good.
And most of mine and a lot of other women that I have known over the past, it belongs, the stuff that they have in there is what they want to get for the kids or for their husbands and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like there's probably not a whole lot that would be in there that would be for her anyway.
No. You know, she just wants the family to run smooth most generally.
Yeah.
And for things to be relaxed.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, we like to give, and we like to see that. We like to see that
Yeah.
being reciprocated. And for the guy, it's like, okay, for most of the people, it's like that's his money being used to buy these things and everything. So it's like, it's, again, giving, you know.
Yes.
It's better to give than receive, as they say.
Yep.
But if you really want those brownie points and you really want to surprise her, pay attention and look around.
No.
Does she drink coffee? Starbucks, Dunkin' gift card. When you're in the
Starbucks,
shower
Dunkin'
washing
gift
your ass, look at what she uses to wash hers.
Oh, no.
Her favorite body washes, her favorite lotions, her favorite body scrubs. Go look at her makeup vanity. Does she wear makeup?
No.
What does she put on her face? What does she put on her body? Perfume,
Does she
Bath
have
and
to?
Body Works.
Here's pause.
Just pay attention to your significant other.
Okay, the main problem that I see with that one is like every woman has like a bunch of shit that they try, like different makeups that they try, different colors, different perfumes, whatever, and they don't like those, but they're just gonna use it until it runs out. What if she goes and gets more of the shit she don't like? You know, and then she's
Then
stuck
it's gonna
with
be
more
a,
of
then
it.
it's gonna be a fight
it's
because like you didn't.
Or it's gonna be
see.
disappointing, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, at the very least it'd be disappointing. So it's like that's a big no. It's like, don't go through her. That stuff right there is sacred anyway. It's like you're not supposed to see that, you know. So it's like that's big no. Don't go through her vanity. Don't go through the medicine cabinet. It's like there's other ways if you want to show your love, you know.
Yep. There are.
Other for like 30 seconds, and you'll be able to get a ton of ideas. Fill your wife's stocking. And I mean that literally, not metaphorically, you nasties. You have 20 days. And I would say 25, but don't you be shopping last minute. You have 20 days to get it together. Put in just a little effort.
20.
She deserves it.
Oh, no.
And it'll mean the world to her.
I'm going to get for this one, but it has to be said. There's a video circulating around. A mom's Christmas stocking was empty, and her husband was like, "Why is there nothing in your stocking?" And she was like, "I guess Santa didn't get me anything." And women are so livid. But ladies, if you want something in your stocking, if that's something that is important to you, speak up. I'm sorry, I think it's ridiculous that we just expect these men whose brains are wired completely different from us to just know this. And I used to be like that. I used to get really upset if I had to ask my husband to love me in my love language, but that love language is foreign to him. And communication is key in a healthy and realistic relationship. For my husband, pursuing me may look like taking the kids in the morning so that I can sleep in, and he's putting his energy towards that, not thinking about a Christmas stocking. But if my love language is gifts, and that is something that I want, that is something I need to speak up and say. Speak up, ladies. Just speak up.
Okay, I think we've all seen this video by now, but if you haven't, watch this video of a husband on Christmas morning with his wife.
Hey, Sancho.
Hello,
Good.
Sancho.
Good to see you here again.
Happy holidays.
This one's a good one this time. It's all about women and what is it? Like this one was her stocking wasn't full at all, and it was
she
a whole.
didn't have a problem.
Yeah.
But a bunch of other women have jumped on the bandwagon of just being completely angry about it. And
Yep.
I think the last one that we just saw was the only reasonable one that is on this entire compilation. And we have a really juicy Reddit that's on the next video that I know we're going to have a really big discussion about because it's really ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's about, I mean, the lady literally comes out and says that she holds hatred toward her toddler for getting into the Christmas present early. And she does horrible things.
Yes.
I'm glad you're here and happy holidays. We're about 3 days away from Yule, and that means what, 5-6 days away from Christmas, right?
Something like that. Yeah, like a week away
Yeah.
from Christmas or something.
Oh, that was hard to watch.
That was hard to watch because it just all seems in good fun. But so many things in good fun are genuinely hurtful in a relationship and in a marriage. You can just see the look on her face that is like, here we go again. And then the kid being like, that's an extra one. My husband, we've been married for 12 years, coming up very soon. Every single year that man makes sure my stocking is the best thing on Christmas morning because that's my favorite thing and it's important to me. Think about your partner.
I know,
think
right?
about what you do, and then think about what you post on the internet. And think about what your kids see. I just have so many issues with this all around because it all just seems in good fun, but it's really, really hurtful.
Is this an extra one?
The video just breaks my heart about the husband not noticing his wife's stocking not being filled for 10 years. So today I'm at the grocery store. I'm just grocery shopping. And this is the stocking aisle. Husband's, significant other's, boyfriend. Listen up. I'm going to show you how effortless it is to fill up a stocking. You don't even have to go out of your way. Just grab some candy, some more candy, grab a gift card,
Maybe.
and you're done. It's really not that hard.
That's mine.
The magic of the holidays is really the unpaid and unappreciated labor of women. This man said that he didn't fill his wife's stocking for 10 years. Imagine if she dropped the ball for 10 years, if she just forgot, if it just never crossed her mind.
But see, that's the big difference, is women, that is programmed, that is set to. Men, we are focused on other things. I mean, there's a big difference here.
I always took it as like, it's kind of like, yeah, we are the magic. We do make it happen. And it's kind of like, you know, I mean, that's kind of the magic and the mystery that surrounds women.
That is
like,
Christmas, too.
Yeah, and that's what women do. It's like, the whole point of being a woman is to make other people ask, how do you do it? How do you do it all, you know? And we make it look effortless, even if it isn't. And I mean, that's the whole point. And I always thought that was an honor.
Yeah.
Because you guys can't do that.
Exactly.
You know? It's not saying that you can't surprise us and do this like crazy cool things from time to time. But, you know, as a whole, women do it year after year. We do it with birthdays. We do it with Christmas. We do it with little surprise things for the family, you know? I mean, that's the whole magic of womanhood and the whole magic of the holidays.
Yes, it is.
Just like, you know, they're just like taking that for granted and being assholes about it.
I know.
Mind that, oh, I need to get presents for my loved ones, for my partner to have and to hold in sickness and in health, for better or for worse. And I've been seeing a lot of people saying like, oh, you need to teach men how to love you. You need to tell men what to do. Do you know how humiliating it is to ask someone to remember to get you presents for Christmas? After you have a home together, after you have children together, after you're raising girls together. Huge reason that marriage and long-term relationships with men look so undesirable is because it's so thankless. You can give him children, you can give him the most magical holiday experiences where the room is filled.
So they expect men to meet us on our love language, but the love language of, you know, your thanks being in the service that you do for us is not seen either.
Exactly.
They say it's thankless, but only if it's verbally or with material things. And it's like, well, what about all the hours that are worked?
Yeah.
And the security that is made and everything. That's the thanks. That's the reciprocation.
Yes.
So it's like you're doing the same thing. You're not meeting them for their love language. You know, I hate that term, by the way.
But love language.
It's like, oh, for God's sake. But, you know, so they're doing the same thing. They say it's thankless, but it's not.
No.
You know, just because it's not outwardly expressed.
I know. You know, they were quieter like before I went on. Now it's like I'm on and they're going nuts.
Go yell at them.
Okay. Sorry guys. I'm gonna start this.
Filled, you know, everybody's wearing matching pajamas, everybody got exactly what they wanted, and then you just have to sit there watching everybody make a mess and feel excited while you open nothing and then probably clean up everything afterwards. It took him 10 years to notice that his wife's stocking was always empty. There's so many women in the comments being like, yeah, this is a universal experience. This has been happening to me since I've been married, since I've had kids. And like, I just want to say that that's not okay. Being a mother is so dehumanizing because everybody just takes and takes and takes, and nobody wonders what you want, what you think, what you feel, what, you know what I mean? Like, nobody is doing for mothers what mothers do for everybody else. My friend who's a mom came over to my house and I made her dinner and she said, wow, I don't remember the last time somebody cooked for me. I bawled my eyes out that night. And until partnerships and marriage and long-term relationships with men look more equal, look more thoughtful, look more considerate, I think more women are going to continue opting out of marriage and opting out of relationships with men.
Well, girls, you got stuff filling your stocking.
Before we get into it, did you notice that everyone was wearing matching pajamas? Do you think he did that, or do you think she did? What upsets people about this video isn't that he didn't spend any money for someone who posts videos about spending $250,000. It's that he did not spend any time putting in thought or effort or care for his partner who did the same for him, which is stunning because filling stockings is one of the...
Yeah, there's another video that it shows that shows all the gifts that this woman did get. And so it's, yeah, so she says it too. And so for people just to be skeptical and say that this guy's a bad guy because of this happening, it's very hypocritical and not right.
Right.
Because he's, you know, I mean, we don't know the situation. Maybe she's asked, do you not want a stocking? I mean, maybe.
Right. Yeah, we honestly don't know, like, if he went and, like, gave her something like a stocking afterwards.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
maybe it was a joke. Maybe he's a jokester.
right.
I mean,
I've
we
seen
do
that
not
too.
know the situation.
Right.
The absolute easiest things to do from a gift giving perspective. And there are 4 primary types of gifts that you could put into nearly any woman's stocking. The first is comfort. What is something that makes her feel comfortable? Is it fuzzy socks? Is it warm gloves? Is it a gift card to their favorite coffee shop?
Yeah.
If your partner uses beauty products, you can replenish some of those. Get face wipes, nail polishes, hair ties and hair clips. What are things that they could carry with them all day long, like a portable phone charger or a mini emergency kit, or I don't know why this is popular, but gel pens. Another great category
Or
for
being
stockings
soft.
is treats, those little portable liquor bottles, the coffee tumbler, their favorite snack. You can even just take things that they already like and get a tinier version of it, like travel-sized versions of their toiletries, little bottles of honey. Does she like jam? Get the Bon Maman advent calendar. And to help them remember those categories of comfort, beauty, all-day things, and treats, have the acronym CBAB, which I thought would be helpful since he doesn't seem to know what the woman he's in a relationship with actually wants. This is so simple to the point of almost being effortless. And choosing not to do it is literally him saying, I don't have to. I don't care. It is almost an absolute certainty in that video that she took primary responsibility for providing holiday magic for the family. And he couldn't even spend a single moment of thought, time, or effort to make sure that she received the same. Resentment is the crack that breaks a foundation. And I don't know what his Christmas is going to look like this year, but divorce papers fit in a stocking.
That's an extra one.
Is this an extra one?
Let me tell you something. My daddy used to have a saying that he would use when we were being particularly, impossible. And it was, if you think you're going to do X, Y, Z, you can cancel Christmas on that. And I think that phrase is very appropriate in these situations because what are we doing? You're not going to get a cookie in the afterlife for allowing your family to walk all over you, disrespect you, and disregard your feelings. We're going to have to put an end to this, okay? It's not going to be somebody that comes and saves us from being disrespected. And the way that we put it into this is by giving the same energy that we receive back, okay? As women, as mothers, we are meant to be multipliers, meaning if they give you 10, you can multiply that to 100. But if they give you 0, then guess what happens? They get 0. This is a part of home training that we as parents, as mothers especially, have to give our children, no matter how bad it hurts. I love seeing the faces of my children, the faces of my man just light up on Christmas Day because of all the
then you shouldn't have to ask for anything else, and you shouldn't expect anything else. And I do
Yes.
believe you get a cookie in the afterlife for, suffering and going through trials and being selfless. I mean, sometimes it does feel thankless, and sometimes I do feel a little sensitive about that. But it passes, and then I have, the ability to work through that and see everything on a bigger picture as a whole, and be like, it isn't that bad.
Exactly.
This is our job, I mean, as
Yes, it
mothers,
is.
as wives, and that's okay. And all these women, they always say that. It's like, I love seeing my kids' faces. I love seeing my husband's face when, lights up, and I love the warm, fuzzy feelings I get.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't need anything else.
Exactly, you shouldn't.
It's
No.
materialistic, and it's selfish.
Oh yeah, that's what all of this is. All of this is flat out materialistic.
Yeah. And consumer driven.
Yes.
And these are the same women, mind you, that are saying, down with consumerism, stop buying stuff, stop paying into this and that and everything, and then like, oh, go buy a bunch of crappy ass stocking stuffers.
I know.
to
Exactly.
show your appreciation for me. That doesn't show appreciation.
No, it doesn't.
You know?
Christmas magic that 9 times out of 10 we as women have provided for the entire household. But let me tell you something else. I also stand on business. So let me bust my ass and fill everybody's stocking and bust my ass putting out the favorite, the most loved gifts and everybody's favorites, and really putting thought and effort into decor and food and cooking and wrapping gifts and all that stuff. Let me do all that and then wake up on Christmas morning and my family has nothing for me. Guess who won't be doing that shit again?
That's like
Me. Those are the things that build character in your children. Okay. Those are the things that teach people around you how to treat you. And sometimes you have to stand on business with your own family and sometimes with your own kids. We got to start thinking towards the future. What type of children are we leaving for future? Okay.
No, your family should already know all of this before the holidays come. The holidays is not supposed to be consumer driven. It is not supposed to be where you're asking for everything in the world because you think you deserve it. Besides, what does deserve have to do with anything?
Exactly.
You can deserve a hotel, a house, the biggest mansion in the world, but are you going to get it? More than likely not. I mean, it's life.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, nothing else to say about it.
Yeah.
What type of kids would be roaming around in the future once they're fully grown and they've watched you be stepped all over their entire life? They grow up to be the type of people that think it's okay to always be receiving and never have to give, or they turn out to be people pleasers who are out here just giving while still being walked all over. So, ladies, if your stocking wasn't filled last year, I'm going to need you to act accordingly. Okay. If you don't get anything, no rest, no gift, no special accolades for Mother's Day, on Father's Day, when that comes around, you already know what to do.
That's petty.
Let's stop playing the victim. And
that's not playing the victim. That's playing like.
That's so petty.
Yeah.
And that's
not Tom Petty.
No. I've seen a lot of these TikToks too. They're like, "Oh, making my man dinner after we had a fight," and she goes and she makes this skimpy ass sandwich with the tiniest little piece of meat on it. Or whatever.
I know.
And it's like, oh yeah, so leaving him hungry is really gonna
Oh, it's gonna make the situation worse.
Yeah, it's like, no, you can't do that. We have our duties in our service, no matter what.
Yes.
You just grit your teeth.
You suck it up, buttercup, and do it.
Exactly. That's why we had marriages that lasted so much longer in our grandparents' age.
Yep.
You guarantee that this is nothing new.
But they were so much more miserable.
I mean, there have been some women that have come out that are 70 or 80, and they admit that they had kind of a terrible experience.
Yeah.
But for the majority, you can tell that they've had fulfilling, joyful lives.
Yeah.
With purpose. Not
exactly.
Just being happy, not just something superficial or materialistic.
I know.
Something worth writing home about,
Yes.
Get out of there.
And let's be a little bit of the villain for a while.
So I've been seeing this discourse about moms not getting their stockings stuffed by their husband, and I'm going to show you how I would react as a spoiled wife that does get Christmas presents, gets flowers every single week, gets my stocking stuffed by my husband, okay? So first thing you're going to do whenever you see that he did not get you anything, start crying. Burst out into tears, okay? You want to burst out into tears in front of his family, your family, your kids, everybody. Deep sobbing, like, oh! And before you say, oh, that's dramatic, I'm a woman, okay? Men are the one who came up with the women are dramatic and emotional, okay? Use that to your advantage. You want it to be like a novella.
Using that to your advantage would then hinder the fact that you are.
And when it really comes down to it, when you are really, truly hurt about something, nobody's going to take you seriously.
Yep.
It's like, I mean, like we say out here, tears are a waste of water, and
Yes.
it's like I'm only gonna reserve mine for when I really need that emotional release, and to do it over something like this advice gets worse, and I'm probably gonna use this myself on one of my shorts because the shit she says, I can't. I mean, no grace. She's teaching women to have no grace, and it's like we're supposed to have grace under pressure. We're supposed to be the strong ones, you know.
Yes.
It's like emotionally like vulnerable, but able to handle these sorts of things that happen to us. And just listen. It's hard. Oh, damn it.
You scream, cry, and then whenever they are like, why is she crying? My husband. Talk about all the things that you do for the family. Like, I cook for him, I clean, I work, whatever the hell you do. And then you're like, and he doesn't even care to give me a Christmas present. You are full-blown novella. So now you're going to straight berate.
Just say she's telling big-grown women to do this in front of their children.
Yeah.
In front of
your children
their families, in front of their husbands, in front of everybody. That's what they're telling him to do.
Sancho said, me, myself, I've done things like fixing, changing, cleaning house, yards, in the cold and in the heat for men or women with little to no pay.
Yeah, that's appreciation.
Yes. Yes, that's what it's about. Not what they're talking about, not this pettiness that they're talking about.
Berating him, talk shit. You almost want a physical altercation. You want everyone eyes on you because you're so upset because he treated you bad. You want him to feel shame, not just from you, but from his family. Make sure you're doing this in front of his parents, everybody. Then go to his mom. Go to his mom and be like, oh my gosh, is this what he grew up with? Is this how you raised your son? That's a good one too. And I swear,
that's good.
Everyone's gonna be so damn traumatized from that performance. He's gonna remember next year, okay?
Okay, everybody remembers the Christmas video where this guy forgot to fill his wife's stocking, and he hasn't filled it for 10 years. Well, they've posted a video in response to the criticism, and it shows just all the gifts that she gets for Christmas. And that is my biggest problem. First of all, let's not forget how her face looked when she realized that her stocking was empty once again. This is classic men.
And again, we do not see the disappointment on her face. I mean, she's just kind of like, yeah, I know. Like, it's kind of common.
Yeah, she looks like she's amused that he's just now seeing that.
Yeah.
You know, that's about it. I just see amusement. Like, yeah, it's always like that, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't see the hurt. They say that she's trying to conceal tears and all of that. I'm not saying that.
I don't see it at all.
No.
We screw up in one area of our life, but yet we try to justify it by saying, okay, yeah, I screwed up, but look at all the good that I do over here. You've forgotten about her for 10 years. This one little thing. And sometimes the little thing outweighs all of that over there.
We've all seen now the woman who has the empty stocking and the husband's filming her and even the dog got a stocking. I'm really holding out hope that that was a staged video because I think they're an Instagram family I've recognized, but the comment section definitely leads me to believe that that's a real life, not staged thing that many women are living through. They fill their own stocking or their stocking just doesn't get filled. But my point today is twofold. For the grouchy mothers-in-law that love to roll up in my comment section, anytime I'm making a point that it isn't your daughter-in-law's responsibility for your adult son to maintain a relationship with you, I certainly hope he's not leaving her stocking empty. And although it might seem like I'm flirting with a double standard territory here, I'm not, because your child is your child for life, whereas your daughter-in-law didn't marry your son implicitly agreeing to maintain a relationship for him and you. If your child grows up to not fill his wife's stocking, that's embarrassing for him, but also for you. Second is for us. Not so much if you've got really little kids, but if your kids are old enough to understand what's going on and they figured out that it's mom filling dad's stocking and vice versa, or mom and mom, you know what I mean. Perhaps remind your partner that your sons need to see that they should fill their wife's stocking.
Hey, did you hear this one? What she had to throw in there. She was like, so if the kids start to notice and it's like it's dad feeling mom stalking or mom feeling dad or mom and mom. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
And your daughters need to
Yeah.
see that a stocking should be filled for them, and vice versa. Just my 2 cents. Have a good night.
I don't know. Santa didn't come for me.
I watched my mom have an empty stocking for probably 10 years before I, as the oldest daughter, finally decided to jump in and make sure that her stocking was filled with my allowance money or money that I earned babysitting so that she wouldn't have an empty stocking. This video was really difficult for me to watch, and I showed it to my husband and he watched it with just like a gaping, wide open mouth. First of all, if the message is that husbands should fill their wives' stocking, then definitely there are better ways to do that than admitting to the entire internet that your husband hasn't filled your stocking for 10 years. And only after 10 years did he finally notice it was empty after noticing that you filled everybody's stockings, including one for the dog. The reason why that video has a couple million views and like 600,000 likes and thousands of comments all saying like, this is so sad, this is so awful, as women we understand, or women empathizing in the comments and saying, yeah, this is my life, or how do I put this on my husband's For You page? Not news that women everywhere end up with empty stockings at Christmas, and I think this is slowly changing, thank God, because people are talking about weaponized incompetence and the mental load, especially around holidays. Just want to be careful with what I say because those creators have like millions of followers. Like, why are you laughing? Like, Santa didn't forget you. Your husband did. Your husband forgot you and didn't make you a priority for 10 years. And then you put it on the internet for everybody to see like it's some funny joke. The lesson being husbands don't forget your wives.
What?
Meanwhile, like that's now part of your digital footprint.
When they were showing the other gifts that she was getting, one of the things was a People of Walmart coloring book. So that kind of shows you the kind of humor and stuff that they share within their family. It's like, I think that's the only reason she posted it was because she found it to be amusing that he just now noticed this after 10 years.
Yeah,
and,
I do too.
And everybody else is just making the biggest deal out of it. And like, so this was from a year ago. I remember saying it last year.
Yes,
and
I do too.
Still talking about it. It's not, I don't think it's at all what she intended.
No.
So it's like, shit. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I agree.
But they have humor, so
Yeah, but people, but the savior women have to come through and be like, this is wrong.
Right, virtual signaling.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I don't need you to come in.
And your daughters that their dad sucked at being a dad for their mom for Christmas for a decade. Why is your husband like thinking this is funny to film this video and then put it on the internet just showcasing just how he doesn't care about you or make you a priority around the holidays and literally forgot you for a decade? What is going on? Not funny. It's not a joke. It's awful. Every time a video like this is posted to the internet, the creator will eventually come on and like make a bunch of excuses for their spouse or say like, he's not this way, like that recent puzzle smashing video, right? Let's not make excuses for poor behavior. Let's not do that. The stalking, at least for hundreds and hundreds of women, maybe not you, maybe not this creator, but for hundreds and hundreds of women, the empty stalking is symbolic of so many other things wrong in their relationship. Mom, as a wife, you deserve to have your stocking filled and to feel loved and cared about all the time from your partner, especially around the holidays.
So I had made an original response to this video and to all of the reactions, and like I had my final thoughts all recorded, but it looks like this content creator, Aubrey, she ended up just like a couple of days ago responding to everyone's reaction to her really sad video about receiving nothing for 10 years in her stocking. She responded by showing that like in the end, her husband had given her all of these wonderful Christmas gifts that she wanted. So while he didn't stuff her stocking, she was showered in wonderful gifts that she wanted, and she was so happy. And so it looks like she posted the first video, I don't know, for attention, for conflict. I don't really know why creators on TikTok like to do this. They'll showcase some of the worst behavior or like the worst things that their boyfriend or husband does to them. And then when people rightfully speak out and go, that's wrong, that's awful, like, what do you do? Like, why would he do that? Like, leave that person's abusive, that person's terrible. They'll come out and be like, guys, it's not like that. He's really great in every other way. That was just one bad day. Or we just joke around, like that puzzle so-called skit where a content creator, she made a puzzle, she was really proud of it, and then her husband like knocks it out of her hands and it falls all over the floor. And once her husband was attacked, then she ran online to say, oh no, like he's actually a good person, this is just how we joke around. So like it looks like that's what happened with Aubrey's video as well, where she runs back and defends him and claims that, oh no, like he's such a loving, sweet guy, like who cares about the stalking? Then why'd you post the first video? You know, it's weird. I still think it's thoughtless.
Again, she posted it as like a joke, as a
Like, look how clueless he is. You
yes,
know?
not anything
look how
else.
Abused I am, you know, like I don't know.
These people are so clueless.
I don't care. I'm standing 10 toes down in that. I still think that that's thoughtless and mean. Like, if still, it bothers me that the children, the husband, and the dog every single year for 10 years got a gift in their stocking, and you couldn't get some candy and a damn gift card, you know?
Just saying, candy's not good for you.
Or some nail polish, or some cute hair clips, or a sleeping mask, or face masks, or something. It's not hard to think of little cute things that women might like, and just put them in the stocking. It really isn't. It's still a lack of effort to me. I still don't like that. I don't like the idea of my partner being left out in that way, especially someone who's doing everything for the family, and then they kind of just sit down and watch everyone around them enjoying little trinkets and little gifts and candy and stuff, and you just kind of laugh about it and go, where's yours? Oh, didn't realize we forgot you. Like, that still feels cruel. It's not funny to me. I don't think it's cute.
Well, then again, that's you. That is your opinion. It might not be funny to you, but I'm sure it's funny to some people. Like, I think it was funny to her. You know, she's showing that. She's like, I think this is funny.
Yeah.
So the fact that you take it all but hurt doesn't mean that everybody's going to.
That's right.
I don't think it's cute. I still don't. And I'd be petty about it if that was happening to me, if I was giving gifts to my entire family, getting the dog a gift, and my partner claimed to not notice for 10 years that I don't get anything. After the first year, I wouldn't really give my partner anything. No offense. The kids can get something, the dog can get something. The partner and I, we can just watch them open their gifts, okay? There's no way I'm going to be doing all of this extra labor, you know, and just end up feeling left out in the end and kind of just smile through it. I'm not doing that. But maybe I'm just petty. But really, I don't even really think it's...
Why do the parents need something? Why do the parents themselves have to have anything?
Like a stocking, of course. You know,
Yeah.
That's especially that. It's like, that's so weird to me. Like,
Yeah, we don't have one.
no, well, we have one just for decorative purposes.
Yeah.
You know, and
But
it's
we don't
like
use it.
if it's a shared one, it's in a ratty little thing over there, and just mostly
Yeah.
decorative. You know, and like my mom, she used to set that up for my grandparents and for everybody, and she'd just kind of buy herself stuff along the way, and sometimes she'd put it in her own stocking, and then she'd open it with my dad because they
Yeah.
had a shared stocking, and you know, and I think he used to buy some things to put in it, but it was kind of the anomaly because nobody else really did the stocking thing unless it was for children.
Yes.
So I don't know when it became a thing to do it for the adults.
I don't either.
But or saying, okay, the animals, yeah, I get the animals. I get that too.
We're about to go into another good one.
Yeah, this should be the one with damn TikTok.
It's petty. I think that we kind of throw that word around. When you give people the same energy that they give you, people who are abusive, people who are mean, they're the only ones who really hate that. Go ahead and treat a mean person the same way they treat you and watch how mad they get. I'm just saying. But anyways, yeah, definitely let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of this video, of the follow-up response that the content creator posted afterwards. And definitely like, comment, subscribe, and share for more. See you guys in the next one.
Today is December 13th, and no one has mentioned getting a Christmas tree or decorating for Christmas. No one has said anything about getting out the decorations, going and getting a tree. So we're just going to wait and see if anybody mentions getting a Christmas tree. And if they don't, maybe we won't put up a Christmas tree this year.
Look at these beautifully full stockings curated by yours truly. And then there's mine, my stocking. It's Empty.
You guys have us out here taking care of everything.
I am in full stress mode.
I am made up of ibuprofen and the grace of God at this point. I don't even really know how I'm still going.
What would happen if we all just stopped?
Maybe it's just me, but it hasn't really been feeling like Christmas lately. I mean, it probably hasn't felt like that since the 90s, but what has? This year in particular, women are expressing a disdain for the holiday season due to the increasing demands of their time and growing financial stress, making a lot of women, moms in particular, either reduce their workload or opt out completely. Christmas often feels less like a holiday and more like a high-stakes performance for many moms, who shoulder the invisible weight of making the season magical for everyone else. The mental checklist grows exponentially. Moms are often the ones expected to embody the spirit of the Christmas season, yet they're also the most likely to be quietly overwhelmed by its demands. Beneath the twinkling lights and cheerful carols, the stress of perfectionism and the fear of falling short can turn what's supposed to be a joyous time into a marathon of exhaustion. In this video, we're going to listen to the stories of some women who said enough.
I mean, as everyone was just saying, it's like, what about the guys that have to put the lights on the roof and everything? I mean,
most of the time it's the guys that do the outside decorating. Most of the time it's the guys that bring in the damn tree, you know, with all the physical labor and everything. I mean, that in itself is something that, you know, is
it really is. Especially when most of the guys work so much.
Right. And like, okay, I mean, it's kind of presumptuous, but most of the time, whose money are they using to buy the presents and to buy the decorations? It's usually the husband, you know? So
sometimes the women's too, but usually the woman holds on to her own money for her own reasons.
Right.
That's what I see the most.
Yeah. And because you'll see in one of these, it's like, well, I chipped in from my bank account to pay for this vet bill for Cass.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
I had to dip into it. You should.
That's kind of a weird thing. You know, at least your animals are alive.
Yeah. Sancho said, okay, so these women complaining on TikTok is what gives them life. Locke the Bounty Hunter said today that these women complain, but men are mostly harmless. Yep. He's a good one too, Locke.
I love them all.
And some who've snapped altogether.
I have 3 children, but on Christmas morning, it's like I have 4 children because not only are my children super surprised by what Santa brought, but so is my husband because he has no clue and no involvement in what I have purchased for the children. I want that type of Christmas magic too.
First, there's Thanksgiving, where we cook everything but the turkey, and then you complain about having to carve the turkey that we had you cook because we had everything else to do. And then after Thanksgiving, after we clean everything up while you took a nap and played some football in the front yard with the kids, we had to do the holiday shopping. I don't need anybody to tell me what my family wants for the holidays because I listen and I observe their needs. You know what you get moms for Christmas? All of you have the brilliant idea to get us slippers and a robe for Christmas. So original. Wow. It's like some sick joke, as if you're ever going to let us have the opportunity to even use those things. Moms never get to just rest. There's all.
Yeah, she's so angry, and like you were just saying, you know, you got some socks.
Yeah,
recently.
they weren't like wrapped presents, you know, but you brought me these holiday socks.
Yeah.
And they're nice chenille ones, and it's like, those are really nice. That's like really cool, you know, I like that a lot.
If I see something like that, I grab it.
It's like, and she's saying, oh, like, we're even going to have the time to wear them, and
I know.
And it's like, well, that's on you, you know?
Yeah, it really is.
It's like, I would love a robe and slippers and socks and stuff. You get that kind of stuff. That's freaking awesome. A blanket, you know, like the blanket we have here. Yeah, that's great.
I mean, but see, we use that type of stuff a lot. When they live in the city, like that woman does, I bet, you know, they've got central AC heating and cooling.
Right.
So it's like they have their house the temperature that
it's ideal. And
it's ideal and
but
stuff.
I mean, they're still soft and fuzzy. And
yeah, exactly. And you can still curl up to a movie.
Exactly. It's like, that's a nice warm, you know, nice thing,
yes.
You know?
There's always a ton of things that we have to plan before we can rest. And even then, there is no rest because we have to be on high alert in case someone needs us and can't bother to take care of themselves. And then to add insult to injury, you don't even acknowledge any of it and you act like we're the ones being a. Let your mother, your partner, or your wife sit on the couch this holiday season and you take the helm and see how you like it. See how happy and cheerful you are at the end of the day.
A lot of moms are also turning to Reddit to express their dismay. This mom says, I have canceled Christmas. As the title says, I've officially canceled Christmas this year. If my family wants to do something, that's on them. They will have to put in the work because I will not lift a finger. I will ignore Christmas just as they ignore me as a human being. I have 2 teenagers who still live at home. I take charge of everything they need help with, guide them, help, etc. A husband that works outside. I do everything for him too. One disabled adult child that comes home regularly and that I take care of 100% when she is with us and do all the administrative/communication things with the place she lives at. And going to events and celebrations at the institution, mind you, it's an hour away and I do not drive, so I go by train. I have 3 cats that everyone wanted and loved, but I clean their crap every day, give them food, monitor their health, and do all the things. Everyone else just cuddles and plays with them for fun. Last year at Christmas, there were several thought-out gifts for everyone under the tree that I put up and decorated by myself. No gift for me, not kidding. Not even chocolates or anything. Then a month ago, it was my birthday. Again, nothing, not even a card from anyone. Yes, I got a cake that my husband ordered. Wow. I wasn't yet sure until my birthday what I would do for Christmas. I wanted to see how they handled that. For info, kids are 18 and 15 and get pocket money from us, so they could easily have bought a little something. Nope. Husband neither. Yes, he got me the cake I liked most and tried to gaslight me by saying he didn't know what gift to get me because I am so difficult to shop for. And then tells me that the emergency surgery that we got for our cats this summer, who both had health issues, was my birthday gift. Even after I pitched in and paid as much as him for my savings. But yeah, F you. So this year I canceled Christmas, or better, I canceled the service on Christmas they are used to. There will be no magical mom elf who will arrange and organize and clean and cook, buy gifts, decorate, invite family, or anything else. If they want,
all you can say is selfish. I mean, that's all it comes down to is they think about me. Stuff's not happening for me, so I am gonna do this.
Like she said, I didn't get anything for my birthday. Oh, except a cake that my husband bought. Wow.
One of my favorite cakes. Wow.
But that's still something.
I know.
That's an acknowledgement they didn't freaking forget you completely.
And it's her favorite cake at that.
So obviously he was.
So he
listening.
listened.
Exactly. Oh my god.
Selfish.
they want Christmas, they can make Christmas happen for and by themselves. I will buy gifts and go visit my daughter and have a nice Christmas dinner with her. She has nothing to do with this, and I will buy a new cat tree for the cats. That's all. And next year, I will take a nice trip by myself. This perimenopause rage thing can also be nice. I would never have done this a few years ago. Now, no shit's given. Good for you, ma'am. This woman is reminding me a lot of my mom because she did this exact same thing one Christmas. It was getting close to Christmas time and nothing was up. And she said, if you want Christmas, you better make Christmas happen. And you best bet from then on out, if my brother and I wanted Christmas, we would make it work. But just another note, the reason why we didn't help was because our father also didn't help, because that's what was normalized in the household. And I also stopped getting my dad and my brother gifts because they never bothered to get us gifts. So women need to remember to pour into the people who pour into you, period.
Today is December 13th, and no one has mentioned getting a Christmas tree or decorating. So we're just going to wait and see if anybody mentions getting a Christmas tree. And if they don't, maybe we won't put up a Christmas tree this year. I'm 55. I've been married for 30 years. We'll see if the husband decides he wants a Christmas tree, or if my oldest son and my youngest son, I have 3 sons, the oldest and youngest live at home, 27 and 21, and we'll see if they decide they want a Christmas tree, or if they bring it up or even mention it. And we'll see how long it goes until we actually decorate for Christmas. Or maybe we won't decorate for Christmas this year. We'll just wait and see what happens.
January is the most popular month to file for divorce because many couples wait until after the holiday season. The holidays often serve as a last attempt to save struggling relationships with the hope that the season's focus on family and togetherness will help reignite their bond. However, when the same underlying issues persist, despite the festivities, the decision to part ways becomes more definitive. Holidays amplify marital stress from financial pressures to unmet expectations, forcing couples to confront unresolved conflicts. For some, the new year symbolizes a fresh start. So all of these factors create the perfect storm, turning the...
Oh no, that what is it?
New year, new me
is coming. Robert Downey Jr. eye roll.
That one for you.
months after the holidays into the unofficial season of divorce.
Didn't anyone else grow up watching their moms slave away on the holidays and never actually enjoy them? I'm sure we've all seen the videos come holidays where it's joking about moms running around and acting like crazy people, demanding lots of things from family members because they're prepping for the holidays. I watched my mom do that as a kid, and I watched her never really get to sit down and enjoy any time with the family on any holiday. I watched all the women in my life do that, and I absolutely refuse to do it to this day as an adult. Moms and women deserve the right to rest and enjoy time with their family on holidays just
Yes.
as much as men and children do. So this is your friendly reminder that you don't.
Yes, that's true. They do deserve it. So as Nefa was just trying to say, to take it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
You know, like my mother was the same way. Sorry. She had to go and she did all the stockings and she did the presents and stuff and she broke her back every year doing, wrapping presents and doing shopping for my grandfather so that he could have stuff for my grandmother.
Yes.
And then that morning she'd get up and she'd shower and she'd go get them and bring them back. And it was this
Whole thing. I know. You've told me. Yeah.
To the point where even as a child, I got anxiety and sickness on Christmas morning. I wasn't excited about it at all.
Exactly.
So I absolutely refuse to do that. And that's why we have them relaxed.
Oh, yeah. We've got it very small. Like, we've had some where my dad's joined us or something.
Right. And we celebrate Yule, so it's spread out over 12 days. So it's a
Yes.
little bit better.
Different, better.
You're not like, cramming it all into one day.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I absolutely refuse to do that because she would sleep for like 3 days afterwards.
I bet, because it's so much.
She'd do the cooking, she'd do the cleanup, and it was like, I absolutely refuse to do that.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean I'm gonna like make it any less magical and I'm not gonna put my effort in.
Exactly.
I'm gonna still serve it, but it's just not gonna be to that degree because I was just stupid.
Oh my god, I can't imagine.
Why are you so fussy?
My sister would legit cry because her ex-boyfriend from the military couldn't buy her a diamond. Yes, that actually happens.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, I know. Some of these people are really materialistic.
That's not the reason for the season. As a matter of fact, the reason for the season isn't even supposed to be any of this.
No.
It's supposed to be about the celebration of Jesus' birth.
Exactly.
Who gets presents on somebody else's birthday?
Exactly.
Hopefully it's okay.
It's been doing it for a while.
Okay, well, looks like we're still in.
Yeah.
You don't have to cater to everybody in your family for the holidays.
I don't know about everybody else, but I have zero motivation or excitement about buying Christmas presents, about buying food, about buying anything.
Next, I'm going to read this post from the Regretful Parents subreddit from a mother who completely snapped on Christmas morning and had enough. It has taken me more than I want to admit to be able to make this post, but I hope maybe some other parents who have been in a similar situation.
Pausing it. All right, this is the one that we were talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This one just frosts us majorly.
Situation can use this to feel less alone. I'm a mother of 3 beautiful and smart children. After giving birth to my first child, I immediately regretted my decision. I realized I was not fit to be a mother and did not love my child as a mother should. My husband, a couple of years after the first, convinced me to have another. I was at first extremely hesitant, but I decided that maybe this was a way to fix things and give my other child a chance to have sibling. That, of course, did not work. My husband loves kids, and because he comes from a culture that sees the more children the better, I gave in once again and had my third. I realized more children didn't really change that much for me. I was already a mother after my first, and my life was already ruined back then. Now I don't want anyone to think that I'm a bad mother. I'm a great mother and fight to hide my depression every day. That is one of the reasons I went all out this Christmas. I had suddenly gotten a flash of energy, and I decided I wanted to use this Christmas. My husband, loving my change in attitude and spending time with family, was all game on having a huge Christmas family party, which included our parents, our siblings, and all of our children. We were a lot of people, and most slept in our house on Christmas Eve. There were a lot of presents under the tree because of that. On Christmas morning, I woke up earlier than the others to prepare breakfast, and I look inside the living room and just scream, completely breaking down, crying. All of the presents have been opened, and the boxes were opened, and the presents were scattered everywhere. I completely lost it, and that woke up the others. When the children saw, they started crying too. They had all been excited for the many presents this year. The adults were in shock. Well, if you wonder who the culprit was, we quickly figured out that it was my youngest. He literally went downstairs with one of his open presents. They have recently entered a super defiant and curious age, and I know I can't blame them, but God, I hate them for what they did. I'm sorry, but I do.
And again, she is blaming them, regardless of her saying, I know I can't blame them, but she is. She's saying that she absolutely hates them and can't stand them anymore. I mean, that's...
She says she hates them for that.
Yes.
And it's like, obviously they're toddlers because You know, I mean, that's just what I'm gathering from it. They must be
Yeah.
toddlers, you know, or they.
I'm assuming like 5 or 6.
Yeah, they have, otherwise they have very serious developmental issues.
Yeah.
But and also I love the comment that she says. She's like, I don't want anybody to think that I'm a bad mom because I'm not. That it's not true. Because if
you are, you're
right.
a terrible mother.
Yeah, I mean, because even if you're outwardly doing everything you're supposed to do, that inside resentment is still there.
Exactly.
And, and she says that she got a burst of energy and she wanted to do all this stuff for Christmas and everything. Sounds like she's got like bipolar disorder.
She could. I
Or-
mean,
or
that's
manic-
kind of what it sounds like.
Or manic depression.
Yeah.
I learned in school today.
Yes, exactly.
My husband's parents started lecturing me on how I should have been raising my child to not even think about doing things like that.
Yes.
My parents started arguing with my husband's parents. My children were screaming and crying, asking, Mommy, will we not have presents and stuff like that?
Oh my God.
My youngest was just looking at the scene innocently, and though they don't know, it made me extremely mad. I just lost it. I walked out of the house with my purse and my pajamas and just drove away. I went to a hotel and just stayed there for a couple of days in shock, trying to process my feelings towards my children and just bawling my eyes out.
She abandoned her family, her kids, her husband, her parents on Christmas. She abandoned them.
Yeah. And you'll see within like 3 or 4 times throughout this one and the next one, her follow up, she says bawling her eyes out.
Yeah.
It's like it really does sound like she has like manic depression or bipolar disorder.
It sounds like it, yes.
You know, and it's like, then you're gonna find out why I completely disagree with this whole venting online nonsense. They say that it's harmless, but after hearing this one, I cannot say that it's harmless to vent online to strangers because you'll see what happens.
Yes.
In a few minutes.
Traumatized them. The whole time my husband and family had been blowing up my phone, scolding me for leaving. But if I hadn't left to cool down, I don't know what I would have done. I eventually went back home and the children seemed fine. Apparently, my husband had just handed them their open presents and that took their minds off things. The rest of the family helped create a somewhat Christmas for all the children. I do feel bad for leaving. I feel like my kids are going to hate me for it when they grow up.
Yes.
My husband still resents me too. He said I failed as a mother and that he never thought I would do something like that to the kids or him. Maybe I overreacted. I just don't know. Something triggered inside me. I don't think it was just because of the presents. This was about my whole motherhood. My family told me that someday I will be able to look back on this and laugh, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. I can't even look at my youngest right now. Wow, I felt this woman's rage. And here's the update. First of all,
To the update.
Yeah.
So before we get into the update, what a real mother would do and what a real woman would do if she had the ability, instead of screaming about the situation, she was the first one down there.
Yep.
She could have taped shit up the best that she could, and got the other kids' presents put back under the tree. And the rest of the family and everything. And if they were completely destroyed, maybe you have time to rewrap them. I don't know. I know it's more work, but it's what
It
you
is what
do.
it is.
It's just
Yes.
what you do.
And
you
it's
know?
like then you pull you find out who did it. You pull his presents and say no.
It's like, yeah, we don't do that. It's like
You don't get your presents now.
Exactly. Bad parenting all the way around there.
Yeah.
Really bad way to approach this.
Very.
So yeah, she posts this online, and then now she's got people that will validate how she feels,
And that's a big issue.
and then they end up destroying the whole family.
Yes. And here's Sancho. He said, become vulnerable, then ridiculing them or making men waste money on them in several ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's like he was all excited about it. He's like, yeah, let's have this whole family thing, and then make it just blow up and make it all about you.
Yep.
Divert the attention, traumatize them. I bet you they were wondering if she was ever gonna come back.
Oh, I know. Exactly. They were. I mean, it's like, what happened? Is she okay?
Yeah.
Did she die? I mean, that's
Right.
gonna be on their mind.
Exactly. She just went with her pajamas and just like left. I mean, that's freaking crazy. To
It
me.
is.
I want to say thank you to those who have commented such nice things and helpful advice. With you guys, I've finally been able to see clearly. For some, it might be stupid that an internet site completely changed one's mind, but I've had no friends, no strangers, and certainly no family telling me any of the things I've been told in this group about me, my family, and the particular situation that occurred Christmas morning. Honestly, it was a wake-up call. Looking back at my life, I have started to notice the wrongful way I've been treated more and more by my husband and his family, and sometimes even mine. It has been almost as if I have just become used to my role as a mother and wife and therefore forgotten myself completely, forgotten my own needs and desires.
Girl,
And
you
now I
don't need
finally see
yourself.
just how unhappy I actually was. I'm not gonna lie, this last week has been hell.
Talks about needs and desires, and as monks, we know that desires are the root of all suffering.
Yes.
And even myself, I have a mantra that I say is like, I have no desires. I'm blessed to have what I have this moment. You know, and I sometimes have to say that multiple times, but it's true.
Yes.
You know, to desire anything is to be setting yourself up for a whole lot of disappointment.
And disappointment that you don't need in this life.
And needs are a different thing. And none of the things that she's talking about does she actually need. You know? She said none of the people in her life were telling her the things that she heard online. Well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, because the people in person are true to her.
Exactly.
The ones online are just catering to her selfish needs.
And also trying to probably validate their own situation. And no, it's okay. I totally understand. And
I feel that way too.
yeah, and this is what I did, and it leads her to do horrible things.
Yes.
And I had some really good comments. I feel really bad about not being able to get those up. The comment section did not disappoint on this one.
Alright. So she said, LongWalker, what do you mean?
What did you say?
You.
Oh, this lady. I was typing. It was me. This lady is just evil. The things that she's done and is about to do is just evil.
Yeah.
Like, it's so
leaving her
damaging.
family for 3 days or more.
Yeah. And then,
you know?
And then inevitably getting a divorce and leaving her kids and everything because of it. You know. You see something?
Oh, I'm watching where she's looking, and she's like looking up, like by the gate or like the hill. She's pulling.
Hell. I've been reading the comments and bawling my eyes out late into the night on a chair on the porch while everyone is asleep. It was almost kind of catharsis in a way. I suggested going to family therapy to my husband, but he would hear none of it. He wouldn't put the kids in it and claimed the only one who needed therapy was me. It was like talking to a wall, and when the argument got really heated, he did something that will change my view of him forever. It made me realize that I don't even know this man anymore, and that I needed to get the F out, even though he apologized profusely. I went to my parents' house, again bawling my eyes out, and told them everything that had happened. My mom cried with me, and my father had an aura of sadness around him. Of course, as many dads, having that stone cold and strong face. I knew he was hurting, though. I yelled at my parents for the way they had treated me Christmas morning, not defending me and texting me guilt-tripping messages. Also about past similar situations, even about my childhood. They were quite shocked. I never yelled, never reacted this way. And they were actually sorry, like genuinely, they apologized. Then I dropped the next big bomb on them. I want a divorce. I am done. You guys were incredibly right. I would die, go insane, or something even worse in that environment. And I see that now. It's like I have a moment of clarity, and I had to act now, not to fall back into old ways. They were, of course, hesitant in the start, but soon came to realize that it was for the best, for honestly everyone. A lot was discussed at their house that is way too long and complicated to talk about here. So that's what I did. I went and filed for divorce. He, of course, was incredibly enraged.
I think women have always kind of been that way. I think it's worse because most women are inherently materialistic.
Yes.
And so that's why there was rules put in place in marriage and in relationships that, you know, the men are supposed to be the leader, you know, because we need a strong hand at the helm to make sure that we stay checked. It's not that we, like, don't have something to bring to the table. It just has to be directed properly and everything. And so I think we've always kind of been this way. But it's just worse because there's more available and women have more rights and they have more access to jobs and being the boss bee and having their own income.
Well, that's also why the what was it, like with Mediocre's thing, they the guys started going overseas to find women.
Yes,
because
right,
they're
right.
not materialistic and
Right.
and all that out that way.
Exactly. Yeah, the passport bros.
Yes, passport bros.
They're
Yes.
looking because it's mostly the Western women. You know.
Yes.
Like, yeah, that's why marriage was invented. That's why they said that, the man is supposed to be the leader, and that's why the man is supposed to be the financial provider and take care of that, because inherently women just aren't good with money. Not all women, and I mean, things can be trained to a certain point. But just like everybody shattered those gender norms, and they think that it's bad. And I mean, if you've seen it even on my Facebook, we're not going back. I'm not going back
to what?
And
Yes.
and they're talking about like, oh, we're going to go back to wearing burqas. Well, burqas were something that were invented by women to show modesty and everything. They weren't invented by men. The women invented them, so that they could show, well, this is my fealty to my husband. Only my husband gets to see my body. Only my husband gets to see my face.
Well, and now you go to a nightclub, and what do you see? A woman shaking her ass out, like wide out for like
right? And
100 guys.
There's literally no modesty.
No.
And even with Wolfboy, with Guru, it's like as soon as there's like even girls his age that don't show modesty, he's just like, ugh. It's not attractive to him. It's
No.
like, but yeah, I think inherently women have always been a little flighty and a little bit emotional and a little bit materialistic, and that's why men are supposed to be in charge.
Yes.
Just a side note, if he lets me speak, there was a thing that Matt Walsh was talking about, the OnlyFans model that slept with 100.
Oh my goodness!
100 men in one night, and
it's actually all over. A lot of people have talked about it.
But what he said he's like, if you want to sit there and blame the men, then you have to accept that the men were in charge.
Yeah.
Because that's the only situation that says, well, if men go down with a ship, they were supposed to be in charge. If it's their fault, then you have to admit that they were in charge.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways. You can't say that she was in charge. How was she exploited if she was in charge?
Yes, exactly.
So it's like they kind of painted themselves into a corner with that one.
That's good.
And, it's true. It's like he said, the minute that you're a feminist and say it's the men's fault, you've lost. So
exactly.
Rage as I was packing my things at the house with my parents. He kept telling me slurs and hurtful things the whole time, but I knew I had to stay strong. Now, a bit of information on the divorce. Firstly, his parents are rather wealthy. He can easily get amazing lawyers and legal advice and so on. I knew going into this that I would probably not get anything out of the divorce, which was exactly how it went. The house, the cars, and the kids. He wanted it all, but I didn't care. I just want the divorce finalized. If that's his criteria for getting my life back, I'll take it.
So she doesn't care about her kids.
A long legal battle wouldn't be fair for the kids anyways, and I wouldn't.
So she cares nothing for those kids, which she said earlier on anyway.
And she'll say it again in a minute.
She'll give up the kids because, well, that's what's best.
It's better for
It's
them.
better for me.
Yeah. It's better for them and also me, but mostly me.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Wouldn't be able to take care of them if I for some reason actually won. I know they will be loved, cared for, and happy with their father, and that is the best I can give them right now.
Yes.
I will be able to see them once a month if I see fit though, and for me that's perfect.
Once a month.
I won't describe too much about how saying goodbye to the kids went. Of course, it was absolutely heartbreaking in many ways, but it is too late to look back now. We have explained to them together about what's going to happen and how it's going to be and so on. The divorce is still being finalized, so technically I am not completely free, but in spirit, I feel so freaking free. It is as if a weight on my shoulder has been lifted. Of course, I carry the guilt and sadness of my kids deep inside, but I keep telling myself that I did what was best for them and me.
Oh my God, keep telling
I send them my thoughts every day, and I plan on writing them a long letter each about my side of the story. I want them to understand that none of it is their fault. I currently live with my parents, and I feel a sense of sadness from them too. They will, of course, miss the big family and the kids, but I think they know they had to put me first this time. Of course, they do not agree with everything, but I never expected them to. Talking about my husband's family, on the other hand, my God, the guilt tripping. We know this isn't you. The messages were endless. I simply had to block them in the end. It was too much. When the divorce is finalized, we will let my siblings know as well. I have no idea how they're going to take it. My husband's siblings had just blocked me, which honestly was fine for me. I found out because I kind of imagined they would do something like that and had to check after blocking his parents. I know some people may see me as a horrible mother in person, but for once I chose to listen to my heart with a little push from some people online. Thank you to you all once again. I'm at this moment looking at hotels in Spain, just waiting for the divorce to be finished. I am visiting an old friend over there that
Oh yeah, the friend. She's about to talk about it. So right here, and we all know from watching like Hidan and Locke and all them, she says that she has a friend in Spain that she hasn't been allowed to talk to.
Yeah.
She doesn't specify that this is a girl or a guy, but you get the you know that
You
it's
know,
a dude. It's a
yeah.
dude, and she just wants to go and be free in Spain with this new guy, this old friend or this old
Yeah.
flame, and forget about her.
Because he's probably another one that didn't want kids too.
He's probably a simp. You
Yeah.
know? It's like he's, or just trash, but
Exactly.
yeah.
I haven't been allowed to visit in years. I had a little savings outside of the marriage, enough to spend a week or two over there. Luckily, my workplace is owned by a friend that was super understanding, so they let me have a month off to figure out a place to live
Nice.
and have some time for myself. It is as if I am in a dream and I'm scared of waking up suddenly. I feel like a new woman. Can't wait for the plane ride away from the country. And even if it's just for a little while, I will feel as if I'm living a truly new life. I wish
And away from her kids. It's not just the plane ride away from the country and people in it, but from her kids.
I know, and it's like
and she's happy.
she's okay to she's like, it works out if she sees fit to see them once a month.
That she will. She's like, yeah, that's perfect for me.
Horrible.
She's the mother. She bore these children. She carried them.
Yep.
And she's gonna be like, oh yeah, I don't have to see them.
Yep.
You know what that's gonna do to the kids alone?
Yeah, I know. She's creating more trauma that she's brought into the world, and I don't care if she didn't want to do it to begin with. She did do it. She needs to stick it out. Like I know that many people say that you only get one life to live and everything, but if you have a higher calling and something faith over fear, then it's like you just do what you're supposed to.
Yes.
Do. Whether you get rewarded in the afterlife or you believe in a next life or whatever, you just do what you're supposed to do.
You do.
And I feel that doing what you're supposed to do, even in this life, yields great rewards and
It
benefits. It does. And she hasn't given that a chance.
No.
It's just like martyrdom. Oh my God, I did all of this stuff, finally did all this stuff for you, and then look what you did to me. You treated me like crap. Look what happened anyway. And now I'm done with it all.
I know. Exactly.
I wish you all luck and joy throughout your lives. Lots of love, Alice.
Yep.
Wow. To me, it sounds like this woman was in a much more abusive relationship than she realized. And she was just used to being treated horribly because of how she was raised. And honestly, women, our degradation is normalized by society. Women putting themselves second because they become mothers and wives. But you're a human being and you deserve just as much care and love as a wife gives to a husband. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And don't forget to click the bell so you can be notified for when I post new videos.
Growing up, I remember so many family dinners that had anywhere from 20 to 40 people at them where my grandmothers cooked all of it. They shopped all of it, they chopped all of it, and they cooked all of it. And so when I grew up and became a mom, I thought, oh, this is what I'm going to do. It took one Thanksgiving for 40 people, and I was done. I am a working mom, and the expectation that on one of the few days that I get off a year, I'm supposed to shop, prep, and cook all day and serve everybody to create this event where I end up exhausted is not the plan for me. Do I feel like a failure or less than a mom? No.
Yes.
I feel like
Yes,
a
you
mom
are.
who really actually enjoys her holidays, who understands her limitations, and who knows that she deserves rest. We have a unique job. We've got to live the prime of our lives while we're raising children, and you can do that without sacrificing yourself. And when you don't sacrifice yourself and when you put yourself first, you show up as a better, more present mother.
I mean, it's true.
Not spend any time putting in thought or effort or care for his partner who did the same for him, which is stunning because filling stockings is one of the absolute easiest things to do from a gift-giving perspective.
Here's a special, everybody. This special thanks.
Joining.
Thank you, Sancho, for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you in the room.
And yes, I do like to your point about them starting wars.
God, yes.
You know, like,
the nuke would have been dropped already. Yeah.
I get it.
All right. Thank you. So glad that you could all join, and we will be back Friday. Not entirely sure what we're doing
I'm not
on
sure.
Friday. We'll get it figured out and let you guys know on the message board thing.
Yes, I do have some comments on this one, so I might try to compile like some clips from this as well as the comments.
Yeah.
Some people they made references to the Family Guy episode where Lois just goes absolutely bonkers, right? And there was a guy's response to that, and he's like, "Well, if you remember right, she went away. She went to a hotel, and she didn't do anything. And the family came together, and they did it even better than she did it. And she ended up feeling bad and coming back to them.
Yep.
You know, and how many times did they try to help, and she would berate them for being so stupid or stepping on her toes?
Exactly. There's a lot.
So they tried to use that to make a point, and it just didn't fit. So there's this guy that was responding, and all these women were jumping all over this guy, and it was like, damn, the comment section never disappoints, man.
No, it doesn't.
So
it really doesn't.
I'll try and pop that up for you sometime during the week.
It sounds good.
I have more time and stuff now.
Yeah. So, namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night, and we will see you Friday for Factual Fridays.
Yep. All good. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Happy holidays.